Welcome back to Quincy Bowl TV. Thank you so much joining us again for another edition. Please share, subscribe, like, leave a comment if you agree or disagree. We're gonna go through a few previews what's coming up for the EPL, and then of course talk a little bit about the state of Liverpool right now and what's going on with the bombshell news that we heard on Monday. Our next opponent, Carabao Cup, I think scheduled for the 19th, which is supposed to be 2 days after the World Cup. Crazy. But anyway, let's discuss a little bit about what happened yesterday, Liverpool versus Derby County, which was a very entertaining match. They made sure that they will frustrate us. They played very defensively, hit us on a few counterattacks. But I was very impressed with our lineup. I was very impressed. I was expecting our lineup because we know Klopp always starts with the young ones when it comes to Carabao Cup, and then the further we progress, the more older players he add in. So I was very impressed with some of the kids. I would like to give a shout out for a few of these kids. They did I was so impressed. Number one, Ramsey. This kid is like he has a mold of VVD. There's like no pressure on him. He doesn't feel any. I don't even think the kid was even sweating. He is gonna be a very good player if he keeps up with his progression. Yes, he doesn't have the crossing of Trent yet, but his defensive mentality, it's on point. He doesn't get phased with speed or anything that's coming at him. And, you know, I don't even think nobody even dribble past him. He didn't have any passes go astray. Of course, some of his crosses did not hit the target, but in terms of basic passes, you know, here and there, the square passes and the space passes, he did very well. I was very impressed with it. And I think that Liverpool has gotten a gem here that will be able to deputize with Trent as the seasons go. Another one, of course, Bastetic. Everybody loves Bastetic. This kid is going to be, he is going to be the future of Liverpool defensive midfielder, because this kid is also, he got more to learn, especially playing midfield. There's a lot you have to go through. And he made some mistakes, but that's what you expect for the position that he plays. But nothing phases, and which is very impressive for me. And of course, there was this youngin who was playing the right side, Freud Duff. I believe he has an Ethiopian heritage in him, but this kid was nice. He has pace. He can dribble very well, and he was moving the ball on the right side. You know, he was doing very well. And I think eventually Klopp can put him with some of the older players to see how well he progressed, because he played very well with Ox. You know, Ox being this elder statesman in the midfield three. He worked very well with him, and then also worked. You know, he was able to track back. I was very impressed with him. His attack, I think he needs to work on his positioning and his end product, and he will be very deadly. And of course, the last kid that this is probably the second time or third time I'm seeing him play a little bit longer match, and this is the kid Van Dog. This kid is special. I know Liverpool have gotten a lot of special kids who have come through. There was the Canton and all the other kids from Wales, but this one, if Klopp takes his time with him, starting next year, start watching him getting a few matches under his belt with the main squad, because this kid is going to be, his ceiling is ridiculous. I did not know. I apologize not paying attention to this kid. I know my boy Blue Chip has been talking about him a lot, and this kid Ben Doak is the future. And I think he has a lot to say if he focus on his development. And I hope he doesn't get stuck like most of the kids that we had, you know, with the exception of Trent and some of them. But of course, the game went to penalties, and, you know, Super Kelleher took care of business. He 3 penalty saves. I mean, this guy, the best number 2 in the English Premier League. He could be number 1 in any team, including Liverpool. That's how good this guy is. And I was very impressed with what he did. Him also, nothing phases him. That's the thing. That's the difference between him and Ramsdale. I see Ramsdale is trying hard to become more of a traditional goalkeeper rather than this super shot stopper, and he's trying hard. You know, he has good kicks. Kelleher is something else, something else, and he has a foot on him too. Very impressed. Crazy thing is, next match on the 19th of December, Man City versus Liverpool for the Carabao Cup. It's going to be crazy. Hopefully, we will get more people coming. It's a great match for us to start the season, actually. Most of our guys are going to Dubai for preseason, and then the rest will be in the World Cup. So this is a great match to play. Win or lose, I think Klopp should play the best team available, and hopefully we could progress. If not, we keep on moving. Next thing is, let's talk about what's going to happen over the weekend. We know there are some great matches coming up. We have, of course, first match, City versus Brentford at Etihad. Sorry, Brentford. I mean, you could surprise me, but I think this one is on City, and Haaland is back. So I need to figure out who's going to be my captain for my fantasy, Salah or Haaland. And then, of course, Bournemouth and Everton. Both needs points. Everton is struggling big time right now, but Bournemouth has a lot of more firepower than Everton, and they play very well at home. So I can see Bournemouth nicking this one. More pressure on Frank Lampard. And then, of course, we just talked Liverpool versus Southampton, which is going to be a great match. Southampton has a new coach. and luckily, they're playing at Anfield. So, no, the new coach bounce will not affect us that much because it's a home game for us. And I'm expecting us to win. That's what I'm going to say. I'm expecting us to win. In terms of lineup, I don't know how he's going to line up because he played Firmino, Nunez in the midweek match. So I'm expecting one of them at least to start, or if not both. And he rested a whole, 9 of the players were not, of the main guys were not there. So that's a good thing. Next, Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. This is going to be an exciting match. I see this as a draw because Nottingham Forest tends to play well at home. Palace tends to play very defensive when they go away. So it's going to be an entertaining match. If anything, I could see Crystal Palace might naked. If not, it's going to be a draw. Spurs versus Leeds. This one is going to be entertaining. It's not going to be an easy match for Spurs. It's at home for them, but Leeds, as they did to Liverpool, they could hurt you. Spurs need some points, and if they keep doing this thing of coming back from the second half, it might not work out this time. Yeah, you didn't survive against Liverpool. You survived against Bournemouth and Marseille and some of these guys, but at least they're fighting for the life of their coach. So it's going to be entertaining. West Ham versus Leicester, another great match. In London Stadium. This one can go anywhere. I can tell you where this one is going. This one can go anywhere. Leicester can win because they are in some good form. They just lost to City, but hey, who doesn't? West Ham is also a very strong team when they play at home. So this one, either or. Newcastle versus Chelsea. Oh my God. And that boy, Saint-Maximin, is back. I'm saying Newcastle's winning this, and it's not because I have 2 of their players as my defender, and then, of course, Almiron. Chelsea's in trouble. Chelsea is in trouble. I'm going to say Newcastle's taking this one. Wolves versus Arsenal. I can see this to be a draw. But we will see. Arsenal is playing very well, so I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Wolves. And then, of course, on Sunday, we got Brighton versus Aston Villa, and then Fulham versus Manchester United at the Cottage Park. So that's what's going on for the weekend. Great matches. Please enjoy. Sorry about my throat. Now let's talk about quick things about Liverpool, the state of Liverpool, where we are going in the future. Of course, you guys heard the news on Monday. I brought it up on Wednesday. I brought it up on Monday. We talked about FSG putting LFC for they claim they're looking for investors, but right now, when you put it out there like that, it's basically you're trying to sell the team. If they were looking for investors, they would have said it like they have always said. If we find somebody who wants to be investing in the team, we will welcome it as long as it's in the best interest of the club. But right now, they have put it out there. They are not refuting that they want to sell and all this. Even John Henry's newspaper in Boston is claiming that they're going to sell. They've talked about a few prospects here and there. So right now, Liverpool is an exciting time, and then it's a very worried time. Good news out of all of this is Klopp has come out and said, no matter what happened, he's committed to Liverpool. So all the stress has come down a little bit. Now let's look at the new ownership that's going to come in, and we hope that they have some sense to run a proper club, not just throw money at it because they think they got club, so they could do whatever, and then end up making Klopp upset and he leave. Because if he leaves right now, we are in trouble. It doesn't matter how much money you are, you're going to go into a big dip before you come back up. And we need to keep going on our progression up. Yes, we have dipped a little bit, maybe not salvageable this season, but it's not going to take us 5 years to, come back. If this transfer window we do well, and then the summer we do well, next season you could see us back challenging for all the big trophies. One thing that I did tweet the day that the news broke was, I think FSG is gearing up to get into the NBA or the NFL, or even both. And that's why they probably want to sell, because a team like Liverpool, you don't sell. A team like Manchester United, you don't sell. Bayern, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juve, those type of teams, and even Inter, they end up selling AC Milan also because of bad business deal, and that's what cost them. But Liverpool, Manchester United on the English side, you do not sell. Even on the global stage, these are clubs that are legacy clubs. You know, if somebody get hold of them, they'll hold it for a very, very long time. So for them to decide to sell, that means they're trying to be on the American side and have franchises that they understand better than, you know, the football. So I think that's why. And then this news came out today that John Henry is interested in purchasing the Washington Commanders. And then, of course, you know, he and LeBron, business partners in the FSG, they have always talked about having a franchise in Las Vegas. So there's a lot of movement parts or reason why they sell. And it's, to me, it had nothing to do with they can't compete. That's just an easy, lazy excuse to get out of there. But to me, is they want American franchises, NBA and NFL, which brings you a lot of money. And there's an understanding on how this process works. Here in the football world, it's not consistent. 5-10 years later, UEFA could come up with a new rule, and they keep changing and changing and changing and changing and changing. So that's why I can see why. Now, who is going to be the LFC new ownership? We hear rumors about the Dubai Investment Group, which is owned by the royal family of Dubai. They have always been interested. They were actually there when FSG decided to buy Liverpool the first time around. They've been offering and offering and offering. And as a matter of fact, LFC went there for 2019 to prep for the preseason, took pictures with the Crown Prince and the King. And guess where they're going for preseason this winter for the World Cup time? Dubai. So if you're a conspiracy person, you say put 2 and 2 together. If you go to, if you look at another side, there's Saudi Arabia royal family who's also interested. There's also a Qatari investment firm that's interested. We heard about the Chinese consortium that does most of the China investment business, which is $1 trillion company, who has also, if you believe rumors, has also showed interest. And then there's a Scandinavian also, I forgot the country, who are also interested, who's also a high, filthy rich people who are interested in Liverpool. So the good news is we got a lot of rich people. Now, on the American side, we got Steve Ballmer that they say people say he's talking about it. And then Celtics owner who's also very interested. The Rickett family, we knew that was a no-go for them. So this is what's going on. Exciting times and also worrying times. But I think right now with club saying that I'm staying, regardless of what happens, it's more of exciting than, you know, the latter. But thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Share, subscribe, comment, please. Like Crazy Bold, Archie. Peace.